Hey you guys, let's go ahead and get into this review with LisaRaye on Iyanla Fix My Life. Ooh, it was a lot to unpack and I took a lot of notes. I don't think I ever took this many notes. So let's go ahead and get into this. Welcome to our channel. My name is Kourtney and my husband Eddie, which normally sits on my right. Y'all already know he's not here, so I'm doing this review by myself. So let me tell you what this channel is all about. This channel is about Kourtney and Eddie. We do relationship topics, reviews, and right now I'm doing Iyanla Fix My Life. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you're watching us via Facebook, make sure you like and follow. I'm so ready to get into this, you guys. Yeah, it was a lot to unpack. So let's go ahead and get started. So you have LisaRaye and her mom and LisaRaye's daughter. So you got LisaRaye, the mom is Katie, and her daughter Kai. And her daughter has a daughter. So you have 4 generations of issues, and they just passing it down from one to the next to the next to the next. All right, so Lisa, the reason for her coming on this show, not sure who wrote in, maybe Lisa did. She wants to stop the generational curse because everything is just being passed down. A whole bunch of anger, bitterness, you know, people, they just mad. Yeah. So she wants them to, so they all come in and Iyanla wants them to take their roles. So you got the queen, you got the princess, you have the, now she wasn't the queen bee, but she was like the head queen, something like that. I forgot what it's called. So Katie said that, which is her mom, said that ever since Lisa has moved to LA, she is no longer close to Lisa. So ever since Lisa done moved to LA, she acting funny. That's basically what her mama said. Lisa said that she feels like she's spread thin because she has to do so much. So she may have to go and do a premiere. She come back, got to clean the kitchen. And at that point, y'all look like, wait a minute. So all of y'all stay in the same house. So her daughter Kai is there, which is 30 years old. And her mom is there. Her mom let her know, listen, I got my own house. But because of the pandemic, you know, I came down here for my granddaughter's birthday, and because of that, then, you know, everything hit and I couldn't go back home, or I guess they won't let her go back home. So she, you know, pretty much is staying with them temporarily. Lisa said it's her castle, and it's her castle, she can do whatever she wants to. And when she tried to check her mom and say, listen, let me tell you something, this is my house, she called her Hollywood. So Katie feels like Lisa don't need her no more. She, you know, they just push her in the room somewhere, you know, and every time she come out of her room, she feel like that she always got to get into it with them and they don't like her and yada, yada, yada. So her mom is feeling, you know, like nobody wants to be around her. And when she does talk, you know, they always have issues. They always got stuff to say. So Lisa said, so Iyanla asked about, okay, you know, what's up? What's your issue with Lisa? I mean, Kai, which is her daughter. She said that Kai is lazy. And Kai said that, you know, one thing about it, her mom wants her to, you know, I guess do something with her life, which we want all our children, but maybe she wants her to, so to speak, follow in her footsteps, or if not, do something. But Kai said, you know, she don't want to do what her mama did and doing. She just basically wants her mom finances. So she want to make the money, but she don't want to do the work. Sometimes that's typical of all of us. So, you know, she don't want to do what her mama doing. Katie, which is her mom, which is LisaRaye's mom, she said that she has never been the head of anything. First of all, she seems very angry and very bitter. And we're going to get into that. But she seems very just ready to pop off. So that she said she never been the head of anything. Now she was, because she just finna say it. She said that she was the head until he came along. If we didn't know who he was, when she's talking about Lisa daddy. And she don't understand why Lisa don't understand that. Katie told Iyanla, we're going to talk about this, you know, after. I got some stuff to tell you about her dad and stuff. Because she said, listen, it's not about her dad. It's not about, you cannot blame Lisa for what the man you chose, the man you know, chose to marry. And you can't blame Lisa for that. So, you know, so she said, I'm gonna talk to you later about him. Iyanla is talking, and so she said she wants them to pick out the issues in each other's crown. So they're queens, they're princes. So she wants them to pick out the issues. Iyanla changed her clothes. I started to wear white. Y'all ain't feel like it though, but I started to act like I was Iyanla, because Iyanla changed them clothes so quick and put their head wrap on. She said, listen, I got to deal with some deep stuff today, so honey, cast out some demons and get my oil and everything, because she changed them clothes. She said she don't want to play the role of a host. She don't want to be playing into the role of a camera, and she didn't want them to either. She said because she sees some stuff that got to be dealt with. And she don't want them to be looking at a hostess. She want them to look at the priest of this particular thing. So yeah, she ain't come to play. Kai started crying, and she said she don't like for her family. She don't want to see her family fight. Iyanla started singing "Wade in the Water," and at that point she started crying, and she said, well, the water is troubling you. And that's when she was like, well, why are you crying? She said that she's just tired of her family fighting. And I realized a little later that, they did tell her age if she was 30 years old. But I was like, oh, she acts like a kid. Like she's just, young. So, I'm like, Anyway, but you can see the immaturity as Lisa said. She calls her very immature. Iyanla wanted Kai to pick out the stone that is solid, but Kai says she cannot pick out a stone that's solid because she's still trying to deal with the issues in her crown, so she can't pick out none that's solid. So she said pick out a stone that you're dealing with, and she said hurt. And she also said nonchalant, but Iyanla wants her to change that and say numbness. Why do you keep saying nonchalant? That's just a word that y'all have created to put on it, but it's numbness. Basically, you are numb to the fact of whatever your issues are. Lisa said that the stone that's solid for her is her heart and her compassion. She said her heart because she is a sucker for a sad story, and her compassion because she wants to always put herself in somebody else's shoes. At that point, Kate is shaking her head. She's like, nope, none compassion. That's something you ain't got. So Kate is shaking her head with that little wig on. So Iyanla said, well, let's talk about the cracks. So she chose Mama Katie to be able to want to pick out the cracks in her daughter and her granddaughter's crown. So Katie picked out the cracks, and she said she chose anger. She feels like they don't want her around. And when she chose anger, she was basically saying, well, that's your issues, though. That's what you feel. And sometimes people can start deflecting the way they feel on you and saying you feel like that, when actually after that's what they feel. I've had that happen so many times before, because people are a person that's sometimes insecure. And I don't know if y'all ever dealt with this, but a person that's sometimes insecure will make you feel like you insecure, or the fact that the issue of their insecurity has something to do with you. Like you making them feel insecure when you ain't doing nothing, but because they're super insecure, they just feel like everybody think they insecure. Everybody don't like them. Everybody think that they, when those issues are within themselves. So Katie picked, she also picked ingratitude, ungratefulness really, for LisaRaye. She said because her mama got angry and said that the truth needs to come out, and we all need to be telling the truth. So she, at that point, mama started flipping and started dipping and got mad because she was like, y'all ungrateful. Y'all don't have no gratitude and nothing for I do for y'all. So she was like, the truth need to come out. I was like, mama was mad. Mama was real mad. So now we get down to talk to mama. Let's find out why Mama Katie is mad. Okay, she is really, really mad. So she got a good story. I done wrote a whole page about her, just about her issue. So Iyanla wants Katie to talk about her anger. And she basically going back from, her younger years. So she said she came from Mississippi and she left home because she was tired of picking cotton. All the money that she was given, that she was making picking cotton, she gave it to her mama. She was basically the leader over her siblings, but Iyanla asked her, was she the oldest? She said no, she had 13 children. I think maybe she was the 7th child. That's when I go back when she said she wasn't the head of nothing. She was the head of this because her siblings, because it seemed like she was the one leading them, according to her words. She said that she was the head of all of her children. She married this man until she married this man and she got pregnant. She stayed with him because she had no education and he beat her night and day. And she took all the abuse for Lisa. She did everything. She stayed with this man. She accepted the abuse and all that stuff so that Lisa can have a better life. She told Lisa that you don't need nobody because daddy got all the money. And let me stop right there. Now, her mama mad at her daughter. Now, this is stuff she put in her. She told her, you don't need nobody because daddy got all the money. Right? And she also put herself in a place to be, I don't know, like a hero to her daughter to say, listen, I'm going to take out. Okay, let me say this. To be a Jesus Christ, and I'm not using it in that same form, but just think about it. She wanted to be a sacrifice. She was making herself a sacrifice so her daughter can have a better lifestyle. Nobody asked you to be Jesus. Nobody asked you to sacrifice yourself for your child. So you got all the beatings. You stayed with a man that was, from what I can see, that had all these girlfriends that was, not faithful to you just so your daughter can have a better life. Well, how did that turn out for you? Because now you mad, you bitter, and you angry. That was not your call to do. That's not something you were supposed to do. You was not supposed to risk it all, because what if he would have beat you till you died? Then what? So she can't blame Lisa. She got to blame herself for that, because then nobody asked her to do that. She could have, I'm sure, picked her daughter up, went and had a better lifestyle. She probably wouldn't have had all these issues. They've been bitter. They've been mad, passing all this anger down from generation to generation, when you could have easily left. But it seemed like it happened so much in that relationship. I guess that's where the brat come from, because Lisa's the only child. Lisa's daughter is the only child. And probably the daughter may have this only child. So everybody just got one child. And they all females. They got issues and passing down issues to issues to issues. So nobody asked her to do that. So she can't be mad at nobody but herself. And she said Lisa worshiped her dad even to death. Now, her mom was mad at her dad because he was a cheater. He's sitting up there, sleeping with everybody, I guess. And her mom, Katie, didn't want her to worship her daddy because how she was treated. But like Iyanla said, that was still her dad, and she probably looked at him in a different light than you did. So she said Lisa never asked how she felt after her daddy died. She said because she was too busy grieving her daddy death herself. She wasn't asking you because she was grieving her daddy. And the way he died was horrific. Like a girlfriend shot him. What a way to die. Wow. I can imagine that's just a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So all of this toxicity that this family has, and it was all centered around this one man. She was also thrown into a business, and she wanted to keep a certain lifestyle that Lisa was accustomed to having. Once again, nobody asked you to be the sacrifice. Nobody asked you to. So you did that not just for you. You did that not just for her, but you did it for yourself too. So you, after he died, you was thrown into the business, and you had to keep up this lifestyle. So, so it looks like Lisa came from money. That's what it looked like. I didn't know that. So Iyanla said she wasn't because you was too busy. She was too busy grieving, talking about her dad. And that's when they asked, well, how did he die? And she said that, girlfriend shot him. Iyanla said one thing about you is that you need to check your own self. And let me tell you some things about you. You're selfish, you're entitled, you're bitter, and you need to be accountable for your own actions. Katie, once again, disagree with her. Everybody, like she said at the end, everybody disagreed with her and what she was actually seeing over them. So, Kai, why are you here? She don't know. She don't want those issues in her life. Sorry. She don't want the issues that, that she sees. She said she don't want to be her mama age and dealing with the issues that her mama dealing with. All this stuff within her. I'm like, you 30, girl. You should have been got rid of this stuff. But at least they getting help now. Iyanla said, one thing I can see about you is that your energy is hard and cold. Now, when she started telling her that, to really kind of go in within herself, she don't want to, seems like she don't want to cry for her own pain. Now, she was crying when her family was hurting, her family was arguing, but she don't cry for her own self. So she's not going in deep within herself. I can see the numbness. I can see the just not being in touch with reality. I can see the immaturity. I can see so much, because to me, at those points, she should have had some breakdown moments, but it seemed like she was just popping in and popping out, just trying to, I don't know. Kai said that she moved from home at the age of 13. She was sent to disciplinary school in Iowa, and because she was skipping school. She said that, her mom, she was coming in and out, and of course working. And she said she was just getting into some trouble and skipping school, doing what she wanted to do. And her mama sent her to disciplinary school. And when she got there, she started listening to those other kids and their issues. She was like, wait a minute, honey, I'm in the wrong class, honey. I don't need to be in here. So Iyanla feels like that's some of her issues too, because she don't feel like she should have gone. Iyanla wants to get to the real issues of Kai's hurt and pain. She said that you got to be willing to fall flat on your face in order to be healed again. And she was like, nope, not falling flat on my face. And I understand that you got to be at a point where you got to hit rock bottom, where you sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's when change is going to come. I'm telling you, that's when the change came for me. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, or you get sick and tired of just being who yourself is, you just get tired of you. That's when the change gonna come. And it doesn't seem like Kai is there necessarily for her, but seem like she's there for everybody else, but she don't see her own pain, her own hurt, her own nonchalantness, as she called it. And I got to stop saying that too, because I know we accept that it's more acceptable than saying numb. So, So she's talking to Lisa, and she's basically saying, do you know that your child is hurt, that she's broken, and you don't know, do you know why? And Lisa's like, no. She said, I see depression and I see immaturity. She said, but that I don't see the other stuff. She said, because she was immature around that age. She was a daddy's girl. So Lisa was saying she really truly thinking that, her daughter going to grow out of it, because she was immature around that age, and that she was a daddy's girl. And Iyanla was like, and you was spoiled. Now, one thing about it, I don't know what Lisa child's father is, Kai's daddy is. I don't know if he's in her life or not. But, Lisa probably was immature because she had a dad and she was spoiled. She was able to get her way. And again, she's doing her child like that. She's spoiling her child. She's able to get her way. 30 years old. And this child, you want her to move out, have a career, and do something. But at 30 years old, all you did was spoiled and gave her way. She's still staying there. She's staying there with her child is staying there. So, and you fussing about this, that, and this. And she basically telling her, you cannot tell a grown 30-some-year-old what to do per se. Now, she said, now she under my roof, I can. And I get it to a certain degree, but she said, you can't govern her life. You can't tell her what to do. And that's so true. That's something. I had to allow my boys to say, listen, y'all are grown. I cannot tell y'all what to do as far as your career. I can only give you advice. I can give you my opinion, but I can't say y'all need to do this. You just basically need to find your own way. I think that we gave them the tools, the things that they needed, and just to go forth, stay out of trouble, do what's right, be morally right, do the right things, but you got to find your own way. And so Iyanla is talking to Lisa. She said that when her dad got killed, she feels like her mom paid her back for that. Like, for being the daddy's girl. She felt like her mom was like, okay, now I'm in control now. Now you was in control, I'm in control. She felt like that she had to fend for herself, And she got pregnant. She had a child, so she had to fend for herself. So she felt like that her mom was like, all that daddy's girl and all that stuff you was before, ain't none of that finna happen now. I'm the one that's handling everything. I'm handling the finance, I'm handling the business. I got this. Iyanla told Lisa about her being controlling. And Lisa didn't want to hear this. She was like, no. That's why she said at the end, everybody just like, they didn't want to accept what she was saying. And you're not allowing your 30-year-old girl that's sleeping with men to have control over her own life. So she says, listen, she grown enough to sleep with men because she have a baby, but you not giving her that control over that. And you cannot, I repeat, you cannot control nobody. I'm sorry. Now, when our children are little, young, and when they get a certain age, we are parenting them. But as soon as that threshold hit, we cannot control them. We can't tell them what to do with their life. We can't tell them where to go. We can't. And because Lisa make the money, you know what I'm saying? Like her mama, like when her mama said, okay, now I got control because the money, as they say, he who holds the money controls. He who holds the money has the power. And so they was using that money, Lisa using that money to control her daughter, because I'm sure if her daughter was to say certain stuff, look, get out of my house, I don't care how you go. So she knows she need her mama right now. So Iyanla said, y'all are one person in control of everything. She said, y'all don't even see this. I'm really dealing with one person. Y'all controlling, y'all manipulating, y'all just out of control and nobody wants to see it. So she said, come on, y'all, let's come on back in because we finna thug it out. Oh, so, oh Lord. And this right here was very good. She said, listen, this right here is gonna, we need to bring some awareness. So she said, since nobody wants to really deal with the truth per se, I'm putting that part in. Everybody want to blame everybody and y'all all got a story. So let's just do yes and no. So y'all got yes and no cards. Let's just lift that up. So the question was asked. Katie said, a lot of this is probably my fault. Because she said, did y'all go back and reflect any kind of awareness? You know, what did y'all come up with? And Katie said, a lot of this was my fault, probably my fault, because I really didn't know who I was. Oh my gosh, this was breakthrough. This was a breakthrough. Now Katie with the attitude and popping the neck and rolling with the wig and everything, and was angry and bitter. She took a responsibility and she said, yeah, probably it's a lot was my fault. So y'all help her to see that this was her fault. And because what? She was the queen. She had a daughter. Her daughter had a daughter. Her daughter had a daughter. So you are the one that's passing this down because of the issues that you had with your husband. And she said that because she didn't know herself. I promise you, that's so key with females. If we don't know who we are, if we don't know ourselves, we're gonna mess up everything. And Iyanla said, and when a woman don't know herself, it creates a lot of chaos in her environment, static in her environment. And that's so true. That is so true. You'll have women that always have issues with everything and everybody. Why? Because they are the problem. They are the problem. Everybody don't like me. Everybody got a problem. Everybody this, everybody that, everybody. But they fail to take inventory of their own self and the issues and the roles that they play. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, if everybody always the problem, or if everybody's saying the same thing, it's 9 times out of 10, you probably want to look within. So Iyanla said, y'all don't know how to own your stuff and to be vulnerable. They don't. You can tell the hardness, you can tell the sternness, the control, everybody's just tough, you can tell that. You can tell LisaRaye tough. That time when she went off on the brat on live TV. Some people think that it's fake or it wasn't, but I didn't think it was fake. So you can tell she in control. So Iyanla gave them 2 cards, and of course I said, right, yes or no. And Iyanla asked the question. This is when it was really getting good. Iyanla asked Katie the question, which is the mom. Did you take your daughter with you as you went to your husband's various girlfriend's house? Did you take your daughter with you? And she said yes. Iyanla asked Lisa. And Katie must have said this. Katie said, Did you wish it was her that would have died instead of her dad? And Lisa said yes. Now that right there, yeah, that truly, that was very toxic. And it seems like Lisa got her way. She said her mom and dad were totally different. It seems like, I guess her mama was mad and bitter and her dad was just, ray of sunshine. But look what he was doing. He was causing the mom to be mad and bitter. But of course she was a child. Or I don't know how old she was or whatever, but maybe she didn't know that. So Katie was upset that Lisa went on and stayed with her dad and one of his girlfriends. So she got mad at that. Excuse me. Now this is where the breakdown happened. She asked the question, would you be open to the possibility that Katie, you looked at Lisa like the other woman and he played y'all against each other and you stayed because of money? All that was yeah. So her dad, her husband, played them against each other. And that's why they pretty much at each other's throats. Because Katie looked at Lisa like she was the other woman. She was the wife. She was the girlfriend because she was daddy's little girl. She got what she wanted. And I'm sure if it went against the grain on what mama said. And mama said she stayed in that relationship. She stayed in that marriage and that abuse and all them. I don't know how many girlfriends he had. As Miss Wanda say, 20 women's. If y'all watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, 20 women. So she stayed and dealt with all that abuse because of the money. And she said all of y'all control each other with money. That may be me. I don't know if she said that, but basically, yeah, she did say that. So each one of them control each other with money. And at the end, when she got ready to bring them back in because they all, confessed all this stuff or whatever, y'all are not willing to change yet. So this is I'm going to give y'all some tasks to take with y'all. So she had a chair and it had a crown in it. And she wanted to sit them in their throne and place the crown on their head. I guess one, because there was only one chair, one crown. So she wanted to do that, but because they were not willing to be more transparent and really own their own truth and say, yes, this is me, because when she started telling them what she saw, So she said, y'all are not ready for that part yet. So I wanted to do it, but I can't. Speak to how you feel, not what you did. So if something hurt your feelings or whatever, speak to how it made you feel and stop blaming each other. Stop saying what the other person did. Lisa got a chance to apologize to her daughter for sending her off to boarding school. She didn't know that hurt her. And she was talking to her mom and she wanted to apologize to her mom. Her mom was looking straight ahead while she was talking to her, because I was saying, that's rude. And y'all was like, Queen, that's rude. You looking straight ahead. And she said, I'm trying to process all of this. And Iyanla was like, well, she old school, so, just let her deal with the way she want to deal with. So they gave a recap afterwards. Iyanla said that she's going to continue to work with Lisa, and that Kai said that she was going to move out in about a year. We'll see how that go. So yeah, not sure if she got a job or she pressing towards some, or she going to be trying to, so... Not sure how that's going to go. But yeah, so I really thought that this was good. It shows the dynamics of a daddy's girl and, the stuff that transpired with, the mom looking at her daughter in a way that was like the other woman, So, y'all, this was real deep. I know that they're going to still going to take a lot of healing, a lot of talking, a lot of not being angry and mad, that they're gonna have to get through, especially Miss Katie. So yeah. All right, you guys, I don't know if y'all got a chance to watch it, but check it out. It really truly was a good episode. It really was. So that's all I got. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you're watching this via Facebook, make sure that you like and follow, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces. Oh yeah, go with God and let God go with you. Deuces.